Welcome to a very special episode of American Heroes Outdoors. We're in the beautiful Black Hills of South Dakota in the community of Custer to learn about Operation Black Hills Cabin. Operation Black Hills Cabin is a respite for wounded and disabled veterans and their families to come and reset, to enjoy the splendor and beauty of the Black Hills of South Dakota. You're going to meet a very special family today, and you'll get to see how they go through their daily lives as the challenges that they have with Matt's disabilities from his time in service. You're also going to meet the organizers of Operation Black Hills Cabin, a wonderful group of veterans and non-veterans that have worked with the community to make this dream a reality for our veterans and service members here in the beautiful Black Hills.
Throughout history, brave men and women have answered their nation's call to serve. Heroes who have put their life on the line for each other and our freedoms. These are their stories.
American Heroes Outdoors is brought to you by Shields, Disabled American Veterans of Minnesota, Smoky Hills Outdoor Store, Gate City Bank, Skeeter Boats and Yamaha Outboards, Yamaha Power Products, Woodland Resort, S&S Promotional Group, Wheelers Point Resort, and Ice Castle Fish Houses.
Operation Black Hills Cabin is for combat wounded veterans. They have to be at least 30% combat wounded from Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation Iraqi Freedom, and Operation New Dawn. So from Iraq and Afghanistan. And they can apply online, and then they have to send in their supporting documentation. And then it goes to a selection committee. Every application packet, when it's complete, goes to a selection committee, and it goes on from there.
We've gone from being in the military to having a civilian career to moving to the lovely Black Hills area of South Dakota.
Well, I feel very strongly that we're just a funnel, and this project's way bigger than we are, and we're just the ones kind of been put in charge of directing it.
I believe that there needs to be more than a few main big projects. There needs to be smaller groups like us that want to personally let them know that we appreciate what they did. And again, just a way to say thank you. And that's what Operation Black Hills Cabin is.
When we first started, we pitched this idea to our city council, and they jumped on board and they were very receptive. And then we kind of went around to various businesses, and they also seemed to be, everyone that we talked to seemed to be very receptive and, oh yeah, we want to be a part of that, we want to be a part of that. The surrounding communities, not just Custer, Hot Springs, Rapid City, various places have all jumped on board. And it's been awesome.
So we're at Calamity Jane's here in Custer, South Dakota, and it's one of the businesses that has helped over the years with our home that's up there. They provide coffee and/or gifts to our families, and they're just a very friendly business of this great city that helps the cabin that we bring our wounded warriors to.
The businesses in town and some of the attractions outside of town, like the Reptile Garden, Bear Country, Crazy Horse, the Game Lodge, all those are set up so that the family can go there at no cost to themselves and see the events, and usually get fed at the same time. So it's a neat thing for the town, and the town's been recognized for it because they have been on board since day one.
Custer has become known as the community that caters to veterans or likes veterans. It's become just a win-win situation for all the businesses involved, as well as the families. Our mission is to provide this 1 week respite for the families to reconnect.
We don't offer them internet, we don't have a TV, we have board games, we have other family things that they can do in the cabin.
Before they arrive, they're presented with a handful of opportunities of things that require reservations that we make.
It all boils down to that the veterans, they really feel like people appreciate what they went through and the sacrifice they made.
The Drinkwalter family traveled from Montana to enjoy a week at Operation Black Hills Cabin. This was their second time staying here, and we were able to catch up with them to find out why this is such a special place.
Special Operations Unit, it was over there quick, fast, and then we were back. But most of our time was in Iraq. Okay. We were Ramadi, Fallujah, throughout Baghdad, and then we would offer ground support to pararescue so they could do their job. And then you're cycling that, back out, and then you're getting op orders on high asset targets. And we were attached to Delta, and there was British SAS, and we were just going houses to houses and cut power and hit the building, and we'd come back with detainees on the Bird or on the Humvees and came what you came to do and exited out. And sometimes things didn't go the way they wanted, and sometimes you got what you needed and sometimes you didn't.
I knew he had been in the military right away, but I didn't know what he was dealing with. But when I made a decision, I was all in. There was no backing out. I was going to be there for him and do whatever I needed to do to help him, and it was hard.
When we first got back, we had a PT run. My legs gave out and I totally fell. I just fell. I didn't know what was going on. And at the VA, where I'm at now, they found back and nerve damage in both my legs. They did all this stuff. Yeah, I still have issues, but he did all my ankles and my feet, my toes, and they had to cut my plantar tendon too, because my toes are like, every day, you know, it haunts you. I feel when you hear stories of veterans not getting the care because you wish you could be more for them. But to me, this place, everyone's been just great.
Matt was trying to work at the time. He was dealing with a lot of demons and some really hard stuff.
And when I got back, I went through bankruptcy, heavy gambling, and heavy drugs. I lost everything pretty much. And my wife, she stood by it all, and she barely even knew me, and she stood by all that.
His wounds don't define him, and he's a good man. So even though we were dealing with all this stuff, we still found time to smile and laugh, and he was a good man. And so that's what's really hard when you tell people that don't understand this lifestyle. They're like, well, why'd you stay with him? You could have walked away. It's not how I am. I saw the man that he is and wanted to help him. It was just hard.
We all experience things differently, and society feels so different. To all the men and women out there, you can't give up, because you gotta do it for those who didn't come home.
I was like, gosh, it would be really nice to be able to go on a vacation and something that would be, you know, friendly to our family. And so I was online, and this just kind of popped up, you know, apply if you meet these qualifications. And so I thought, oh, what the heck, I'll apply and see what happens. And I applied, and it wasn't that much longer. It was probably like within 4 weeks that we heard, well, I heard, because Matt didn't know anything about it yet. And so I heard that we had been accepted, and then I told him, and he's hard to get to travel. He does not like to leave home. That is his safe place. That's where he wants to be. We talked about it a lot and talked about, you know, all the positive things that would come from it and how it would be so good to come here and reconnect, do a reset, you know, enjoy time as a family without appointments and everything else. It was great. It was such a good time. It was almost like you're taken out of your normal, where we have at least 2 appointments every week at the VA, and you're brought here and you don't have to really, I don't even know how to word it. It's just like everyone reconnected. It was a good reset. We came back, we were able to kind of take a deep breath and say, okay, we got this. And so all the times that we would go through that were harder, we could talk about all the times we had here that were just so memorable. And the kids still talk about it, so it was a really good time.
Welcome to Shields Hometown Heroes.
Shields Hometown Heroes is a way for us to say thanks
to those that serve our country and our community
and are still giving back to others today.
We honor your service by sharing your stories.
From all of us at Shields, thank you for your service.
Hi, I am Hannah Lichtenberg, and I am here to present Chad Olson with our May Shields Hometown Hero Award.
Thank you.
We would like to present you this award for the Hometown Hero on behalf of Shields and for everything that you do to the community. Thank you.
Born and raised in Dilworth. Grew up in Dilworth, Minnesota. Been there the majority of my life, and proud to say that that's my hometown. Graduated from DGF, went to Moorhead State University, got a couple of degrees, and now I teach at Moorhead High School.
I met Chad a little over 20 years ago. I was a recruiter in the Guard, and he came in with a couple of his friends and joined the Guard. There was a whole group of 4 or 5 of them that were all together from Dilworth and hometown guy, and Chad was one of those where if you challenged him, he was going to take the challenge and he was going to accept it and succeed. I mean, that's the one thing that really struck out to me about Chad.
I deployed to Bosnia. I was in Bosnia as a part of Operation S414, where we did security patrols, a lot of community engagement. Just being able to make the world a better place, or maybe it's even just help a soldier realize their full potential and go on and do great things. If you're not having a great day in the Army, you're just not paying attention to what you're doing, because every day creates great memories. When I was in Bosnia, I'd call back and visit with my grandma and grandpa on a regular basis. And one night, I called to check to see how they were doing. We had some downtime, so I was just going to visit with home, and Molly answered the phone.
I was living in the house that he had in Dilworth, and his grandma and grandpa also lived in Dilworth, very important part of his life. And his grandma loved to play cards, as did I, so I made sure that I made frequent visits over to Graham's house to play cards with her, and I just happened to be playing cards, and he phoned from Bosnia to visit with Graham and was surprised to hear that I grabbed the phone and was on the phone as well as his grandma in the same house. So he told me later on, yes, that's when he had an inkling that he knew that I was going to be the one.
Chad and I started teaching at Moorhead High School at the same time. He's in the social studies department and I'm in the English department, but about 10 years ago he started teaching in our 9th grade wing. It's been great to get to know him again as sort of a collaborative colleague instead of that awesome guy who's in the other side of the school. I think that Chad considers himself as a person who just does the right thing. He thinks that it is our role as American citizens to do as much as we can to improve the lives of others and to make the job that we do in this country, whether it's for the military or as a teacher, as impactful as possible. He doesn't see that as heroic, he sees that as what everyone should do.
I am the mayor of Dilworth, Minnesota, yes. I was nominated by the Dilworth City Council at the time to fill the empty seat. I served 2 years and then a term as a council member, and from there I ran for mayor. I campaigned for mayor of Dilworth, and I was fortunate enough to win the first time. I won the second time, and I'm currently on my 3rd term as the mayor of Dilworth. Serving is fantastic, and in that role, you get to be a part of a team, part of something bigger. You have the opportunity to serve, the people around you, and you can actually see the progress, from day to day. You can see things that are happening, and you have the opportunity to say, you know, hey, we were a part of that. We made this happen. You get to see the kids running around town, and you get to see them, you know, having a safe place to live, a nurturing environment, one that, you know, I also grew up in. I mean, it's the most rewarding thing a person could ask for, a public servant could ask for.
He would do anything for anybody. It doesn't matter who you are, where you came from, what you have going on in your life. You are a person, and you deserve to have his attention, or if you need something. I love how he pays attention to our family, make sure that we are well taken care of. Even though he knows that he's busy sometimes, we are still his priority. He's never made me or our family feel like we are last on his list. I know we are always first on his list, and sometimes his list is long.
It's a tremendous honor to sit here. It's not me. It's not me. I think we find heroes everywhere, and the more and more we get to know people, the more and more that we see. The hero is the park board volunteer who's able to organize enough resources to put in new playground equipment or make it adaptive so children with special needs can enjoy, you know, recreational opportunities. The hero is the 18-year-old student who stands up and raises their hand and swears to defend this country. I mean, that's a hero.
Well, here we are, beautiful morning on Angostura Reservoir in Fall River County, southwestern South Dakota. Actually a reservoir I've always wanted to fish. My first time here. I have the Drinkwalter family with us this morning from Operation Black Hills Cabin, and I think it's going to be a beautiful day on the water. Now, we'll see how the fishing goes. Fishing is always fishing, but we'll see if we can find a few and have a great day on the water.
All right, there you go. It'll be a good time.
It's pretty a renowned reservoir out here in western South Dakota for walleye. A lot of smallmouth bass, panfish. When they get on the crappies out here, I guess it's really pretty exciting. But it's truly a walleye fishery. One of the only walleye fisheries out here in southwest South Dakota. I'm gonna go right up through his lip, okay, so he can still swim. All right, now we're gonna let it to the bottom. Okay. Now when the fish tugs on it, you gotta pull.
Oh, I was getting a tug.
You are getting a tug. Pull. You got a fish. You got a fish, reel. Reel. You got a fish on.
Good job, bud. There you go.
All right, just bring him close, slow to the boat. You're doing good, you're doing great. Doing great, yeah, here he comes. Yep, stop reeling. Here we come. There you go, there he goes. Somebody, okay, got your minnow? All right, bud.
A lot of us vets run into is you want a battle buddy, and when David at Canine Care, he started this program, that was his purpose, was to build the dog around the vet's needs. She helps me mentally and physically in so many ways that it's just kind of hard to kind of put on the words, but anything you do, she is with you, making sure you're okay and can read. Like right now, yeah, she knows it's things that's going on, and she just, when she gets knows that stress feeling, she gets on you and just tries to get your mind back down out of that hole and back here, which with your family and what you're doing, and divert your thoughts and get them back to here and now reality. She's just not only part of your battle buddy, but she's family.
Let him bite it good. Okay, pull. You got him. Yeah, that's a bigger smallmouth bass. Oh, look at him jump. Look at him jump. Okay, stop reeling. Okay, bring him to the boat. Look at this one.
Is that a bass?
That is a smallmouth bass.
Oh wow, that's larger than my other one.
It is. We're gonna release him. There he goes. Okay. You got him. Nice and easy. Where's that motor? Yeah, just wait. Nice and easy. Nice job, buddy. Well done. Okay, you want to hold him? Remember what I showed you? Thumb. There you go. Got him? Perfect. Hold him up. All right. Mom's got one. Mom's got one. Oh, that's a nice one. Get it in there. That's a nice walleye. Whoa!
Come back and things are, the country where you are, you're foreign, everything is new to you, and it's hard to come back and be that person. I never will be. Things change you for life, but here the people allow you to reset your family and yourself and ease your daily grinding of, you know, if it's surgeries, appointments. But what they do for you here is just, it's huge.
Awesome.
Jeff and Pat Baird, Operation Black Hills Cabin, and the surrounding community of Custer, South Dakota are a great example of what can happen when an idea and people come together to help serve others. That positive call to action is in all of us. We hope that this story can inspire you to act on those positive ideas and help make somebody's day, week, or even year.
American Heroes Outdoors is brought to you by Shields, Disabled American Veterans of Minnesota, Smoky Hills Outdoor Store, Gate City Bank, Skeeter Boats and Yamaha Outboards, Yamaha Power Products, Woodland Resort, S&S Promotional Group, Wheelers Point Resort, and Ice Castle Fish Houses.